Hi everyone, I am Uma Devi. In this video, we are going to see about simple population models in mathematical biology. Plan of my presentation is Introduction, Single Species Models, Logistic Growth Model, Harvesting a Single Natural Population Model with Age Distribution. Mathematical biology is the fast-growing, well-recognized, and the most existing model of applications of mathematics. The increasing use of mathematics in biology is inevitable as biology becomes more quantitative. The complexity of the biological sciences make interdisciplinary involvement essential. For the mathematicians, biology opens up new and exciting branches, while for the biologist, mathematical modeling offers another research tool commensurate with a new powerful laboratory technique, but only if used appropriately and its limitations recognized. Mathematical biological research is to be useful and interesting, must be relevant biologically. The best model show how a process works and then predict what may follow. If these are not already obvious to the biologist and the predictions turn out to be right, then you will have the biologist's attention. Suggestions as to what the governing mechanism or may involve from this. Genuine interdisciplinary research and the use of models can produce existing results. It is a toolkit for the mathematical technique with the example drawn from the population economically. Simple species model. Simple species model of relevance to laboratory studies in particular, but the real world can reflect a telescopic effect which influences the population dynamics. Let n of t be the population of the species at time t, then the rate of change dn by dt is equal to birth minus death plus migration. It is a conservation equation for the population. The form of various terms on the right hand side necessitates modeling the situation which we are concerned. The simple model has no migration and the birth and the death terms are proportional to n. That is dn by dt is equal to bn minus dn, which can be written as n of t is equal to n naught exponential of b minus t into t, where b and d are positive constants and the initial population n of 0 is equal to n naught. Thus, if b greater than d, that is birth greater than death, the population grows exponentially. While if b less than d, that is birth less than death, it dies out. If we consider the past and the predictor growth estimates for the total world population from the 17th to 21st century, it is unrealistic. Since 1990, it has grown exponentially. In a long run of course, there must be some adjustment to such exponential growth. Verhulst proposed a self-limiting process should operate when a population becomes too large. He suggested dn by dt is equal to r into n into 1 minus n by k, where r and k are positive constants. This is called logistic growth in population. In this model, the per capita birth rate is r into 1 minus n by k. That is, it is dependent on n. The constant K is the carrying capacity of the environment, which is usually determined by the available sustaining resource. There are two steady state or equilibrium state, namely n equal to 0 and n equal to k. That is, where dn by dt is equal to 0. The first case, n equal to 0 is unstable since linearization about it is dn by dt is approximately equal to Rn. And so, no n grows exponentially from any small initial value. The other equilibrium n equal to k is stable. Linearization about gives d into n minus k by dt is approximately equal to r minus r into n minus k, and so n tends to k as t tends to infinity. The carrying capacity k determines the size of the stable steady state population, where r is the measure of the rate at which it is reached. The exponential form is given by n of t. Here, if n naught less than k, n of t simply increases monotonically to k, while if n naught greater than k, it decreases monotonically to k. In the former cases, there is a quantitative difference depending on whether n naught greater than k by 2 or n naught less than k by 2. With n naught less than k by 2, the form has a typical sigmoid character which is commonly observed. In the case where n naught greater than k, this would simply the per capita birth rate is negative. That is, of course, all it is really says is the birth plus immigration or less than the death plus the emigration. The main point about the logistic form is that it is particularly convenient form to take when seeking quantitative dynamic behavior in populations in which n is equal to 0 is an unstable steady state and n of t tends to a finite quantitative stable steady state. The logistic form will occur a variety of different contexts because of this its algebraic simplicity and because it provides preliminary quantitative idea of what can occur with more realistic forms. It is instructive to try to understand why the logistic form was accepted since it highlights an important point in modeling in the biological sciences. The logistic growth has three parameters, N0, K and R, with which to assign to compare with the actual data. The motivation for this modeling, such as we discuss here, is to further our understanding of the underlying process, since it is only in this way that we can make justifiable predictions. Next, a solution of logistic model. In general, if we consider the population to be governed by dn by dt is equal to f of n, where typically f of n is a nonlinear function of n, then the equilibrium solution n star or solution of f of n is equal to 0 and or linearly stable to small perturbations if f dash of n star less than 0 and unstable if f dash of n star greater than 0. So n grows or decays accordingly as f dash of n star greater than 0 or f dash of n star less than 0. There may be several equilibrium or steady state population n star which are solutions of f of n is equal to 0. It depends on the system f of n model. The gradient f dash of n star at each steady state that determines its linear stability. Such a steady state may, however, be unstable if finite disturbances. This figure shows the population dynamic model dn by dt is equal to f of n with several steady states. The gradient f dash of n at the steady state, that is, where f of n is equal to 0, determines the linear stability. Next, harvesting a simple natural population. It is clearly necessary to develop an ecologically acceptable strategy for harvesting any renewable resource like animal, fish, plant or whatever. We also usually want to maximize the sustainable yield with minimum effort. The inclusion of the economical factor in population model of renewable sources is increasing, and these introduce important constraints. It was introduced by Biddington and May. Although it is particularly simple one, it brings out several interesting and important points which more sophisticated models must also take into account. Redenberg also considered the logistic model with harvesting with a view to make the model more quantitative. He also examined the effect of certain stochastic parameters on possible population extinction. The most species have the growth rate depending on the population, which more or less maintains a constant population equal to the environment carrying capacity K. That is, the growth rate and the death rate are about equal. Harvesting the species affects the mortality rate and it is not expensive. The population adjusts and settle down to the new equilibrium state. The modeling problem is how to maximize the sustained yield by determining the population growth dynamics so as to fix the harvesting rate which keeps the population it is a maximum growth rate. We discuss here a basic model which consists of the logistic population model in which the mortality rate is enhanced and as a result of harvesting by the term linearity proportional to n, namely dn by dt is equal to Rn into 1 minus k n by k, which is equal to f of n. Here R, k and E are a positive constants and En is the harvesting yield per unit time and E is the measure of the effect expand. K and R are the natural carrying capacity and the linear per capita growth rate respectively. The non-zero steady state form is n of h is equal to k into 1 minus e by r, which is greater than 0 if e less than r, which gives the yield y of e is equal to e nh of e, which is equal to ek into 1 minus e by r. Clearly, if the harvesting effect is significantly large so that it is greater than the linear growth rate, when the population is low, the species will die out. That is, if E greater than R, the only realistic steady state is n equal to 0, and if E less than R, we attain the maximum sustained yield. Points to remember. Before leaving this model, we can see how it is difficult to use model such as these for determining a maximum yield in practice. Often a maximum yield is only found in practice when attempts have been made to obtain even a greater yield. If the model here we are valid such as a scenario could be catastrophic. As an alternative harvesting resource strategy, suppose we harvest with a constant yield y0 is as our goal. A model studied by Barrow, the model equation is then dn by dt is equal to Rn into 1 minus n by k is equal to y0, which is equal to f of n, k, r, y0. One conclusion from the modeling exercise is that a constant effect rather than a constant yield harvesting strategy is less potentially catastrophic. It is also calls into question even with this simple model, the fishing law, for example, which regulates catches. A more realistic model should take into account the economic cost of the harvesting and the other factors. The problem of the sustainable harvesting of renewable sources are crucially important, whether it is the fishery management or any other renewable sources, which depends on the maintenance of the reproductive surplus in the population. Next, population model with age distribution. For some population, one of the deficiency of the above ordinary differential equation model is that they do not take into account any structure, which is in many situations can influence population size and growth in major way. Although most natural population have some structure such as age, stage or whatever, it is not always of primary importance, but when it is, we must know how to incorporate in a model. So we consider here a first extension to include age dependence in the birth and the death rates. One way of incorporating structure in the population is done by Leslie matrices. For example, these can incorporate different age classes such as juvenile and the adult and the quantified movement from one to the another. Let n of t comma a be the population density at time t in the age range a to a plus dA. Let b of b and mu of a be the birth and the death rate, which are the functions of age a. For man, for example, the quantity looks like the curve which is in the next slide. For example, the small increment of time dt, the number of populations of age a that dies in mu of a n of t comma a into dt. The birth rate only contributes to n of t comma 0. There can be no birth of age a greater than 0. The conservation law for the population now says that dn of t comma a is equal to dou n by dou t into dt plus dou n by dou a into dA, which is equal to minus mu of a into n of t comma a into dt. The dou n by dou a into dA term is the contribution to the change in n of t comma a from individual getting older. This figure shows the quantitative birth and death rate of man. Here figure A shows the quantitative birth rate and figure B shows the quantitative death rate of a man. In a nutshell, we have learned simple species models, a logistic growth model, harvesting a single natural population model with age distribution. Thank you everyone.